world, they will come after you. I want to Joe and Mika.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy. I'm back early on the AM on the 11 o'clock check-in. Want to get in here with you guys because I know I've been running late and I've been playing around. So let me go ahead and get into it and get you guys straight, squared up on what I owe you. So let's go.
Bugatti. Big drip. Let's go. What y'all drinking? Grape. But I know what I ain't drinking. 14% alcohol. Big drip. Let's go. Flavors off the charts. Five and crack a can. Times what it's about to be with big drip in your hand. 10 G's, 2 P's. Yes, I like double combination out, cause we ain't cutting for the bubble. Drink, stay in trouble, come against the drip. Can so dirty, make you flip and shake again. Yeah, that's green spirits. Made for you to feel it. 14%, but the raspberry lemon.
Come on. Good morning, good afternoon. What's good? Drip, 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 big drip, 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 drip. Flavors off the charts. Two. Guess I like doubles. Took the carbonation out cause we ain't cutting for the bubbles. Other drinks stay in trouble. Come against the drip, damn. Can so pretty make you flippin'. It's natural grain spirits, made for you to feel it. 14% blended raspberry lemon, only made for men and women. Take a sip and take a trip. Crack a can open, pour it up and get the drip. Big drip, 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 drip. Big drip, 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 drip. Big flavor, big taste, big punch. Big, 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 big. Raspberry, grape, lemon, 14% alcohol by volume. www.drinkbigdrip.com. I hope everybody had a good evening. I hope you guys slept well. I hope you had your water. I hope you're doing good, because you best to order. Come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Yeah, it's your boy BOOGOTTINYC, and like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere, but the fact that you came here to chill with me today, I appreciate you guys. So what's good? What's on the topic? What's on the agenda? I know you guys already saw what's up about Katt Williams and his messages about the Mexicans. So I definitely wanted to dive into that. Also, we have another topic that we want to go into, one of our favorites here at the Bugatti Show, which is lefties losing it. I want to give a shout out to CNN as well as Fox, as well as all of the news channels, MSNBC. We may play around, we may talk about, the characters, the politicians, the anchors, and everybody that's actually on the show. But we appreciate the networks and what you basically give to us. So it's not with any jokage or anything like that we're trying to, pun or anything intended to the networks. We also appreciate the fact that you guys are allowing us to use your content in order to do this commentary and to do the coverage of various topics. I am BOOGOTTINYC. I'm the curator of the content here at The Bottom Line. Website is www.drinkbigdrip.com for the actual product, which is the 14% raspberry, grape, lemon, all grain neutral spirits, which is vodka. Phenomenal punch. You guys gotta taste it. Only one can is necessary. And of course, like I always say, we got the puff print, which is like exclusive to Absco. our screen printer located here in Brooklyn, an American born and American driven company. You guys got to show support to a company in Brooklyn, two Italians that's going hard. They work their butts off. They got a whole staff of people over there, and they support, and they're my business partners with Big Drip as far as the clothing goes. We are not just a merchandise clothing company that goes along with the brand. We're also an aesthetically pleasing clothing company that actually is a real clothing company with real fly stuff, because my background is academics, Fat Farm, Snoop Dogg clothing. So I don't just make clothes for merchandise. I make clothing that's gonna actually fit, wear well, be wearable, and be real cool. So y'all go on over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. Get yourself some merch. Let's dive right into our topic today, which is Katt Williams apologizing, but not so much apologizing, for his so-called rant about Mexicans. Comic apologizes for Mexican rant. An activist calls for borderline hate. They call it borderline hate speech. So we're basically saying that they're trying to say that Katt Williams apologized for something that he said about Mexicans, and he's trying to clear the air and let you guys know that he didn't necessarily apologize. Let him tell you himself. Thanks to CNN for the exclusive information here, and we appreciate you guys for the content.
Good morning. Good to have you here with us.
Good morning, TJ. How are you?
I am doing all right. Now, we got to start with something we have been reporting, and it has been attributed to you. A statement out there that you allegedly issued through your publicist apologizing for that routine, but you and I were just talking here in the commercial break. You said that's not really your statement. So tell me what the deal is.
What's the difference between a wet raccoon and Donald J. Trump's hair? A wet raccoon doesn't have $7 billion fucking dollars in the bank. Subject matter right there.
Well, we kind of have to start. I hope that everybody saw what I just saw. If a person starts their heckling with F America, then that gives me the right to defend my country. I couldn't be anti-Mexican. My Mexican fan base is largely responsible for me even existing. So between them and the black community, it's really all I have. But I don't think I need to apologize for being pro-American. The guy said that all of this is still Mexico, and I was just giving him geography. This is America, greatest country in the world. So.
Well, help us understand. So, do you not apologize for anything? We show like a 50-second clip there.
No,
it's like 7 or 8 minutes. Go ahead.
I apologize for the fact that the word anti-Mexican is being said to a black guy in America.
But you don't apologize for what you said in that studio, that stand-up.
I'm not allowed to. As a stand-up, the only thing that I sell is uncensored thought. So I'm only selling them the way I think, uncensored. So I'm not allowed to then come back the next day and apologize. That's for the Tracy Morgans of the world. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. I'm apologizing if somebody thought I was trying to be anti-Mexican. Mexicans are my friends,
So Katt, why is it somebody is allowed to put out a statement apologizing on your behalf then?
Sir, they put out a DVD called Katt Williams 9 Lives while I was in jail without my permission. A lot of stuff has been happening to a lot of black celebrities in the world. We just deal with it, thank Jesus, and keep on going, sir.
Now, I guess it's clear to say, you gave me a little bit of what he was saying, but he kept going on and on, this heckler. Now, what was it? You said he said, F America. That certainly set you off. But go ahead.
We were in Phoenix. So this is a heavily Mexican-American crowd. I gave $5,000 out to a Mexican-American serviceman at this same show. It was nothing like that the night of the show. This happened 19 days ago. It's just happening in the news yesterday because it's my birthday.
Well, help me understand that. What was it? Because it's clear that you were visibly upset. And you said you're a proud American, you're defending this country. So is that essentially what it was? He was clearly out of line in your opinion, but he really got you hot.
I was offended because he was making a statement that we're not allowed to make in this country. In this country, you have to pledge allegiance to America first and your country of origin second. And so the fact that he was blatantly disrespecting the law that we all follow, black people worked too hard to become black Americans in this society, and we were slaves here. And we did a lot of free work. Whatever they did was in another country, and we certainly applaud their history, but don't come here talking to sons of slaves about that. And if there's something anti-Mexican about what I said, then I apologize for the anti-Mexicanness of it. I was talking to one individual.
I guess that's part of it, that or at least one line in there that did get some people probably upset more so than others, because a lot of people familiar with your comedy. I am as well. I didn't hear a whole lot that was, you know, a departure from some of the other stuff I've heard you say in routines before, but you did say we were slaves. Speaking of black people, y'all just work like that at the landscaper. Even that statement, you don't apologize for that one either? You think that one got too close to going over the line?
I can't apologize for it, even if it was close to the line, because at the end of the day, I wasn't there to make racial conversation. I was there to tell a joke. The joke was, if Mexicans love America, could they give black people Mexico? That was the entire joke, because we love it and it's real close. We couldn't go back to Africa because of the flies. That was the joke. None of that airing on the tape. This is an hour and a half show.
That was actually hilarious.
Now, would you...
That was funny.
Do you understand, at least some people hearing that, and you were talking to one guy. It's clear that other people in the crowd were laughing at what you were saying to him, even as you were going off on the one guy.
If I had disrespected Mexicans, I wouldn't have been able to get out of there alive, sir, with all due respect.
But as people, do you understand why people who do hear it maybe do get offended by it, who maybe didn't read or listen to the whole 7-8 minutes of it, but just maybe read a few comments? Do you think they just have the wrong impression, or you understand why some might think the landscaper comment might have been offensive? Telling a Mexican like that guy to get to stepping back to Mexico, how that comes off as being offensive?
No, he said that we were in Mexico. So let me just say this. Yes, I can see what you're saying, TJ. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I think those people should watch more of this CNN show so they can see there are real news factors going on in this country, things we should discuss, like our president versus football, rather than worry about what a comedian's saying. If you don't like me, don't come see me. If you do like me, I'm here for you. But I love Mexicans and I love Mexican Americans. But I love America overall. Let's be very clear about that.
Any concern about how people might view you down the road, how this could impact your career down the road? People might not want to book you in Texas or Arizona or California.
Sir.
He said that would be fantastic.
Wouldn't that be fantastic? Let's let that happen, but let the statement be that I'm a Christian. I'm straight.
He stand behind his word.
Well, we will leave it there. Again, I'm glad we got to clear it up, because we have been, Katt, this morning.
Thank you, TJ.
We have been talking about this morning an apology that Katt Williams sent out, and you're telling me that was not your apology, so that's important to note this morning.
I just made my apology, TJ, live in front of CNN.
Katt, good to see you. But if you enjoy California, we'll talk to you again soon back here in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
It is so interesting how...
Yeah, so I guess, I don't know what the joke was. I missed it. But I guess there was some sort of joke that Katt Williams made about Mexicans, and they didn't like it, and they took it a certain way. So he had to respond. And now with one of our favorites, yes, Rita Panahi, the show that we all love, the Rita Panahi Show. Our favorite coverage, which we love to see from her on the SkyNews.com AU network, is Lefties Losing It. This one is cat fights, and The View hosts attacks MSNBC. let's get into it. Get your popcorn. Also, subscribe to the channel if you guys like the content, please. I go through a lot to curate this content for you guys to make sure that I'm bringing you good information, even if there's only one person looking. And it's all good with me because I'm going to treat that one person just like it's a million. So, with that being said, please subscribe to the channel and let's go. Lefty's losing it.
Are subjecting themselves to, proving to the dim-witted audience that they are. Now it's time for Lefty's losing it, and I can't get enough of the humiliation ritual MSNBC host Joe and Mika are subjecting themselves to, proving to the dim-witted audience that they are utterly unprincipled, unscrupulous. Let's have another look at the sort of things they were saying before the election and what they're saying now.
And then he says that the news network that is most critical of him should be taken off the air. This is not a reach. I could go back and talk about Nazi Germany, and I do it without any concerns whatsoever. And if people can't start drawing the parallels, well, you're just stupid, or you have your head in the sand, or you're one of them.
Yeah, Christian,
you're one of
right.
them, yes. That was
hilarious.
before
I
the
bet she
election,
does
but
that.
now they've met with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, a meeting they begged for. Yes, they begged to meet the man that they likened to Hitler.
We would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself. On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump.
And it should surprise no one that the View's Sunny Hostin had a big problem with Joe and Mika normalising Donald Trump, you know, normalising the guy who just won the election in a landslide.
And I don't think you need to sit down for 90 minutes at Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring to be able to speak truth and to be able to cover a story. So maybe they're not journalists in the true sense. Maybe they're saying that they're opinion journalists. But we have to remember that Trump is the guy who ushered in the era of fake news.
Meow. Ooh, hear that, Mika and Joe Scarborough? You two aren't real journalists. And Sonny, Donald Trump did not usher in the era of fake news. He was just the one to call out your lies and activism.
I said that yesterday, if anybody remembers yesterday's show. I said the same exact thing about how she's trying to take one little thing and gaslight it by trying to say that if you guys aren't actual, you know, hosts or interviewers, you're only like people that's just observing or whatever. Trying to demean and diminish their role as far as what they do. It's not cool. And I have to interject sometimes so that I won't get struck. Even though you guys don't want to hear from me probably, I've got to interject because I got to put myself into the camera so that they don't get angry that I'm using their content. And I got to make sure that we're thanking them for using their content. Now let's keep going.
Masquerading as journalism. Like the fake news you spread about Matt Gaetz in recent days, which resulted in this apology earlier today.
Sonny, you have a legal note. I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement,
Era of fake news, he was just the one to call out your lies and activism, masquerading as journalism. Like the fake news you spread about Matt Gaetz in recent days, which resulted in this apology earlier today.
Sonny, you have a legal note. I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
I'm not sure how sincere that sour-faced apology was from Sonny. Maybe Matt Gaetz should demand another one until she gets it right. And if you want to know why Matt Gaetz scares them so much,
I wonder
then
why
have a
they
look
made
at this.
her
Whether he's
say that,
questioning
though.
the Secretary of
They pointed
Defense
directly to
about
Sonny.
his dud predictions or berating fellow politicians for being owned by lobbyists, Matt Gaetz is fearless.
You guys told us that Russia couldn't lose. You told us that the Taliban couldn't immediately win. And so I guess I'm wondering, what in the $773 billion that you're requesting today is going to help you make assessments that are accurate in the face of so many blown calls? I take no lecture on asking patriotic Americans to weigh in and contribute to this fight from those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have, oh, boo all you want, who have hollowed out this town and have borrowed against the future of our future generations. I'll be happy to fund my political operation through the work of hardworking Americans, $10 and $20 and $30 at a time, and you all keep showing up at the lobbyist fundraisers and see how that goes for you.
Let's have some fun now with a couple of lefties losing it, protesting Donald Trump. But just don't ask them to explain why they're protesting. That's where their bold, brave activism falls apart.
How important are women's rights?
More important than yours and mine.
What right?
I think I'm done here today, guys.
What rights do men have that women don't?
Ew, gross. Doesn't that sum up the modern anti-Trump
Gross.
left? Just angry, ill-informed attention seekers. And it's not new. Not only are these anti-Trump weirdos angry and full of bile, they're also massive hypocrites. They will even abuse the minorities they pretend to care about if those minorities think for themselves and vote accordingly. Remember this charming woman? Here's a little throwback to a white lefty woman losing it at Latino voters because they're backing Donald Trump.
These are voters who are either illiterate, they can't read, they are voting for an like Trump. That's why I'm here.
Isn't it their right to vote who they want to?
And it's my right to tell them they're idiots, ignorant, they're illiterate, they can't read, they can't assess. All they do is watch Fox News. That's their whole experience. And know that they hate Cuba and Castro. It's ridiculous.
Do you support Cuba?
Yes, I do.
Even though they're communists?
Yes, I do. I'm a socialist.
And Republicans should pray that their political opponents remain as dumb and irrational as the likes of the Washington Post's Jennifer Rubin. Here she advises the Democrats to double down on that hate and hysteria to win.
And you have to be pithy. What do I mean by pithy? How about this? Republicans want to kill your kids.
What?
It's actually true. If you're going to oppose vaccinations, if you're going to stop breakthrough medical research.
There you go. Republicans want to kill your kids. A winning strategy. Plenty more lefties losing it with my next guest, documentary filmmaker and commentator, Ami Horowitz. Ami, President-elect Donald Trump watched on as Elon Musk's SpaceX conducted another successful launch of its Starship rocket.
3, 2, 1.
I've got to say, he looked like a proud father there. And President Trump also became a student for a few minutes as Elon Musk explained what was about to happen.
It's literally trying to use its entire body as a brake, and then it's using these flaps to just control its position, try to achieve roughly a 70-degree angle defect.
Army, I've got to say, it looks like America is back.
Yeah, of course you have the entire left outrage that Elon Musk would be involved in any way, shape, or form with the government. I mean, why would you want one of the most talented human beings on Earth trying to help us move this country forward. Look, Elon Musk didn't build 3 businesses. He built 3 industries.
So this is another thing that really doesn't make sense. Even when they do good, they're not doing good. So let's say Elon Musk was voting for Kamala Harris and Kamala Harris won. Would it be okay then for him to work with the president had it been a different president? That's how I have to look at things now, because we're being totally biased to each other and totally, bipartisan. We're not being that way. We're not being the way that we should be. We're just basically taking things the way that we want it to be and being like the horses. We only can go in one direction. We only can go in one direction that we're being led in. And if we're not following with what they want us to do, there's something wrong with us and they alienate us. So it's not fair because it's racial. It's divide. It's not right. And it's not even a color line anymore. It's to the point where if you are black or white and you support Donald Trump, you're on the other side. They don't even want to deal with you. If they're Democrats, we don't even care what color you are. If you support Donald Trump, you could be the blackest person in Louisiana. We ain't messing with you. And that's coming from a black man, just so you guys know. And this is pure fact of what I'm talking about.
Okay? This is a guy that's being demonized because they hate, what do they hate? They hate private enterprise. They want the government not to be streamlined. They want the government bigger. They want more people in the government doles, not less people, and they see Elon Musk as a danger to that principle. Look, I'll tell you what, wake me up when Elon Musk fails at a single thing, and then let's maybe have a conversation.
Well, they did used to love him when he was the champion of electric cars, when he was leading that industry. He was seen as a bit of a hero, and he was a Democrat who donated to the Democrats. As soon as he got red-pilled and he saw just what the left had turned into, that's when they turned against him. So it just shows you, it doesn't matter what you do, how successful you are, if you deviate from that world, they will come after you. I want to ask you about Trump's promise to start mass deportations on day 1 of his administration. What can we expect to see from that?
Yeah, I don't really have to prognosticate or guess because he's already done it, right? I mean, he stopped illegal immigration into this country because he had remain in Mexico. He made asylum laws tougher. He built a wall. He deported people. We can all see this going forward. Look, he is going to use executive power on day 1, which, by the way, the executive power that Biden simply said he couldn't find, except for use it for every other purpose under the sun other than immigration. The key is going to be crafting this in a way that will, A, get through the courts, and B, survive the next administration. Now, how does he get through the courts? He has a much easier playing field because he has elected 200 federal judges his first time around. And also he has a Supreme Court that's obviously tilted toward him. Now, when it comes to making sure, because remember, executive order can be overturned by the next administration. That's what we've had this problem of Republican president, Democratic president, all these things ping-ponging back and forth. Look, it's now going to be easier for him to basically make it executive power proof by creating legislation through bills, because now he controls not only the executive branch, obviously, but also the Senate and Congress, and they can push through laws that will restrict immigration. Now, the problem is going to be really deportation, because from a logistical perspective, first of all, because look, if he's able to deport 1 million people a year, which is a huge number. Look, Obama was called the deporter-in-chief. He only deported 500,000. So if you double that to 1 million, if you do that for 4 years, that's only a third of the 12 million illegals that came across the border under Joe Biden.
So what they're saying is, in order for them to keep it going, they're going to have to pass it through a bill and legislation so that the next president that comes in, whether Republican or Democrat, they're going to have to leave that law in place because it's a bill and it was passed through Congress. So that's what he's working on right now in order to reinforce certain things that can change once the executive branch changes over to new administration. So you guys just understand that. So when the president come in, the last president, they can knock down everything that president did and put their stuff in. And that's why things keep changing. This way, it has to stay intact so that even after he leaves his term, it's the law now that these deportations are going to happen. What do you guys think about that? Let me know your comments down below, and I'll follow up and I'll let you guys know what I think about it.
So it's tough. And also, he's going to be fighting against essentially a blue wall, if I may, of governors and of mayors who are going to fight against deportation. Michelle Wu of Boston, for example, came out publicly. J.B. Pritzker came out publicly saying they're going to fight against it. He's going to have that problem. But the problem that the Democrats are having is this is the will of the people. They elected, he didn't hide, right? Trump didn't hide what he wanted to do with immigration. The people elected him knowing that, actually because of that. So good luck, Democrats.
Yep. Yeah, he's got a clear mandate. Like you said, he controls the House, the Senate, obviously the presidency. He's got the popular vote. Clear mandate, undeniable. The issue of election integrity is still there, though. You would think with such a resounding victory, it wouldn't be such an issue. But you've got a case in Pennsylvania, a Democrat-led case. They were trying to count illegal mail-in ballots. That went all the way to the state's high court. They ruled that that wasn't going to happen. But why are they still even counting votes 2 weeks after the election? We have a state like Florida, which has got a significantly high population. They counted almost every single vote on election night. But in other parts of the country, they're still counting.
Yeah, Democrat Bob Casey refuses to concede. Hero of the Republic, right? Yeah, do I smell some hypocrisy here, possibly, Rita? I don't know. The Democrats want to continue counting illegal ballots, but they are the protectors of democracy. I don't know. Hypocrisy, anybody? Look, yes, it's a massive problem the Democrats have in their hand. And also, look,
they still
the other problem
counting
they have
votes in some
is
states.
that,
Can y'all believe that?
Even people
still
among
counting votes after it's
John
already been
Fetterman,
called?
who I have said over and over again is a guy who I love, I've promoted, even though he's a Democrat. Josh Shapiro, who we've named I don't know how many times on this show. They are Democrats of Pennsylvania who are fighting against this. Good for them for upholding American democracy. I'm just curious, do you think Trump is actually going to use lawfare to go after Bob Casey and Democrats? I don't think so.
Check this out.
That she did. I saw that town hall. Yeah, that did not cost $2.5 million. And by the way, also let's not forget,
she was actually paid $2.5
with who she is.
Yep, and she didn't name the bakery on The View, but she named the location, and it was clear to everybody who she was talking about. So very quickly this became a story, and I do like that the bakery and its customers are fighting back. Now, I think we all need to apologise to Oprah because there were claims circulating that her company received $1 million for that Kamala Harris interview, town hall, whatever you want to call it. It was just a fluff piece. Army, it looks like she was actually paid $2.5 million. Now, Oprah will say this was for the production costs, for the salaries of everybody involved, but normally you don't charge the interview subject to interview them. This is all very strange.
Yeah, look, Rita, you and I are in the content production business, right? We have a sense of what things cost. I mean, I saw the interview that she did. I saw that town hall. Yeah, that did not cost $2.5 million. And by the way, also let's not forget that the Call Me Daddy or Smack Me and Call Me Daddy podcast that she did, she also paid them, well into the six figures as well.
Could you guys think of any embezzlement probably going on here? Phony Williams type of situation where money's being paid overly to certain people where it may get kicked back so she can get a nice fat chunk later? Anybody ever think like that? Because it happens. Why not overpay somebody if they're going to kick you back something?
where she basically shot it from a hotel room and had some plastic or cardboard behind her. This is not what things cost. You and I know that. It sounds kind of fishy. What I find interesting, though, is that for all that money, that $2.5 million that she spent on Oprah Winfrey, she only got 1.2 million views. Not a very good cost-benefit analysis. And for the Call Me Daddy podcast, that got less than 1 million views for over 150 or whatever $1,000. Look, Rita, just by comparison, the last interview you and I did got over 2 million views, and I'm pretty sure I didn't get paid anywhere near that. Maybe I should be asking for more money.
This your boy Bugatti NYC. That's been the bottom line. Just want you guys to know that I appreciate you for coming through. Please share and subscribe if you like the content. Leave a comment below. Go check out www.drinkbigdrip.com for the 14% alcohol. It's raspberry, lemon, grape. Check it out, y'all. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So till tomorrow, get 'em! 1.